Are you reading anything nowadays?
Not really. Everyone tells me that I have to read something, but I don't know.
You're not really reading anything.
Well, that would be a lie. I am. But I tend to just read fiction. That's all.
That's beautiful. That's amazing. I think that is something that our viewers should do.
Yeah.
There are different ways to do it. I think we talked about extensive reading, which is reading for pleasure, which is very nice. But did you know that there is another form of reading activity that you can do? It is absolutely different, but it really works on all aspects of your language. It is not just reading, all right, but it works on your grammar, it works on your vocabulary, it works on your comprehension. It builds a lot of things, actually.
So what is it? How can we do that?
Yeah, it is called intensive reading, actually. And unlike extensive reading, and by the way, if you guys don't know what extensive reading is, check our video on extensive reading. But intensive reading, as the name suggests, is working on a piece of writing intensively, very carefully. So unlike extensive reading, this is careful reading. This is analyzing everything. This is paying attention to everything. All right. And the best way to do it is choose something which is a little bit difficult for you. All right. Not too difficult, of course. All right. But choose something, any passage. It could be any passage that is a little bit difficult for you, a little bit above your level of comprehension. Something which is a little bit challenging, right? You want to just challenge yourself. Also, it doesn't have to be a complete book or even a complete page, all right? It should be just a very short piece, something like a paragraph or half a page or something like that. And then what you need to do is that you really work on it, all right? You need your resources. You read the passage from the beginning to the end many times, actually. And I really mean many times. Do it 5, 6, 7, 8, 10 times. Read it from the beginning to the end. Read it slowly. And then your purpose of reading this passage is understanding everything. All right. So you have to go through it very carefully. You read slowly and carefully. You pay attention to all the words. If there is any word, any phrase that you don't know, you should have a good dictionary. Look it up in the dictionary. By the way, I think we should talk about dictionaries.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, later on as well.
From as much as I can tell, all my students so far, when I tell them, what do you use? What dictionary are you using? Oh, Google Translate. Google Translate. So come on, guys, that's not a dictionary. It's terrible.
Guys, it is not reliable. Don't do it.
Exactly.
Don't do it. All right. We'll talk about dictionaries, how to use dictionaries. And we will definitely introduce some good dictionaries. But anyway, back to intensive reading. So if there are any new words, any new phrases, look them up in a good dictionary. It's a good idea to keep a vocabulary book. All right. So write them down in your vocabulary book, practice them. Also look at the grammar, look at the relationships between different items, different things that you have in the text. And I'm not just talking about grammar. Grammar is important. If you don't understand the sentence, perhaps it is because of the grammar. Perhaps it is because of vocabulary, but could be perhaps you don't understand the relationship between different ideas in the text. And this is something that you need to work on. All right. So your main objective of intensive reading is trying to understand the passage 100% completely. It'll take time, of course. It is a slow job. You have to do it carefully and slowly and everything, but it'll pay off. It is absolutely beautiful. It gives you precision. Now, two important concepts in learning any language when you're learning another language are fluency and precision. And when you're learning another language, it seems that these two work against each other, because the more you work on your fluency, your language, your comprehension, your production becomes fluent. All right, it flows. Everything flows very quickly and easily and smoothly. It seems that you lose precision and you make mistakes. You're not precise. All right, you don't pay attention to details. You lose your attention to the mechanics of the language. And when you start paying attention to precision, to how everything works, how different components go together, then you see that you're slowing down. You become slow. You're not as fluent. And the trick is that you need activities for both, and you need to go back and forth. And what you do is that these two, let's say, extremes or these two poles are very far from each other at the beginning when you're learning a new language, all right? And then you have to move back and forth, all right? You need activities for fluency and you need activities for precision. And then you add to this and you add to this and you add to this and you add to this. And you see that little by little, they're getting closer and closer and closer. And there will be a point, there will be a time when you can absolutely put them together. You are fluent, but your language is precise. And when I say precise, I mean your production is precise. You don't make any mistakes. You don't have any grammar mistakes. You don't have any pronunciation mistakes. You don't have any vocabulary mistakes. And at the same time, you're fluent as well. All right. Mm-hmm. And everything works together. That's the purpose. So extensive reading gives you fluency. All right. And intensive reading works on your precision, and you need both.
I may say that sometimes this is true about myself. So I've learned English. It's my mother tongue. I've learned it, and he was for many years my teacher, and he still is. He's my good friend, and also he's been my mentor, my teacher for many years. And I distinctly remember
you've been an amazing student.
Yeah,
that's really,
because that's so kind of you.
No, it is true. It is something that people should understand. At some point in your learning process, you need to take responsibility for your learning. It is not just doing the assignments and putting in the work. You really need to be interested in what you're doing. You should be excited about what you're doing. And of course, it depends on your needs. It depends on your objectives. It depends on why you're studying a language. And I think these are things that we can talk about later on, why people lose interest, for example. But as far as I remember, you were really interested and you put in the work and you practiced. You never gave up. That's the most important thing.
I want to say this, I remember that exact, you must remember it too, that I was always complaining, I'm not fluent, I can't speak, I'm not happy. I read everything, I understand everything, but I cannot speak. And you're saying, no, don't worry, do these exercises. Intensive reading, extensive reading, intensive listening, extensive listening. You will get to that point. Just be patient. Exactly. And sometimes I see it in the students that they're not patient enough. And they go, oh, I've been studying for a long time. How long? 2 months. 2 months? Really? Like you expect to master a language in 2 months? Of course it wouldn't happen.
Yeah.
It's, I don't know, it was something that I see. Maybe it's because of the technology. Maybe everything's ready for us now. Just Google everything and we find it very quickly, and we expect the same thing to happen with every single process. And just want to say, just be a little bit patient, guys. It takes time. Yeah. It definitely takes time.
Exactly. So, guys, one of the great tools that you want to add to your toolbox is intensive reading. All right, choose something. Again, it doesn't have to be something very long. Actually, it shouldn't be. All right, just a very short passage. Work on it. Spend time. It may take even some days to absolutely finish everything. Perhaps you need to refer to different sources or ask your teacher how to deal with something to solve your problem, but you can absolutely do it, and it'll pay off at the end of the day. It will be absolutely great. If you guys are reading anything, just let us know. If you guys have any questions, more questions about intensive reading, or if you do intensive reading on your own and you have any problems, please do comment, bring your questions to the channel, and hopefully we're going to have some videos just for your questions and we can deal with them.
For sure.
Yeah.
Freddie, thanks a lot. As
Thank
usual.
you. Thank you.
Great. Guys, listen to him. I've done it and I haven't been disappointed. I've never been disappointed. Try it. I'm sure you will find it 100% useful. It works. It works. Just try it.
See you guys.
See you in the next video. Thanks.
Happy learning.